Man of Steel would have a fairly identical plot to that of the original film, but there would be quite a few differences. First of all, the Superman costume would be the Superman suit from the upcoming DCEU film, however, the logo would be the DCEU logo. Secondly, Jimmy Olsen, who would be portrayed by an, as of now, undecided actor, would appear in the film in a large role, helping Lois Lane in her investigation of the Superman. Finally, the most significant change would be the inclusion of Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg. He would be Clark's childhood friend who inherits his father, Lionel Luthor's company following his death. However, his relationship with Clark becomes fractured after he convinces Clark to surrender to General Zod, convincing Clark that it's the only way he can protect his new home. By the end of the movie, Lex is arrested for his involvement with Zod's invasion. He will return in future Superman films and eventually the second Justice League movie, where he will assemble the Legion of Doom. I decided to make Matt Reeves the Batman a part of the DCEU because, as much as I like Ben Affleck's Batman, I feel like Robert Pattinson's version fits better since it feels kind of weird having a veteran Batman when we have a Superman who's just starting out. Plot-wise, the film is identical to the actual film. However, I would have Riddler's design have more elements of his classic comic appearance, including his bowler hat and question mark insignia. The 2017 Wonder Woman film is already a really good movie. However, I actually have a plan for my own Wonder Woman movie, which is what this film would be. The plot of this film is somewhat inspired by Joss Whedon's script for a cancelled Wonder Woman movie, with it starting off from Steve Trevor's point of view, as he crash lands on Themyscira, where he meets Diana, who follows him back to man's world. The film would be a fish-out-of-water story, much like the DCEU film, except it would take place in modern day rather than during World War I. The main antagonist would be Dr. Poison, who wants to use Diana's half-Amazonian half-demigod DNA for her sadistic experiments. Cheetah and Changzu would also appear as secondary villains. During the third act, Dr. Poison captures Steve in an attempt to lure Diana out. However, Diana comes prepared, as she brings her fellow Amazonian sisters along with her. In the end, Dr. Poison dies and Diana opts to stay in man's world, and the film ends with Steve introducing Diana to the world. Aquaman would be pretty much the same film as the one that we got, however, for obvious reasons, instead of Amber Heard playing Mera, it would be Emilia Clarke. The Flash would be a more condensed version of Season 1 of the CW show. However, rather than Reverse Flash being the main villain, it would be the Rogues, comprised of Captain Cold, Heat Wave, Weather Wizard, Mirror Master, and the Trickster. Green Lantern would be a better version of the 2011 film. It would focus much more on Hal's character arc and would feature the Manhunters as the main villains. Finally, we have Justice League. This film would be a direct adaptation of the first Justice League comic, with Starro the Conqueror as the main villain. There would also be a post-credits scene teasing Darkseid.